God speaks to you now, in this very moment, with an urgency that cannot be ignored. It's time to stop everything you're doing and listen, because what's about to unfold is a message you cannot afford to miss. Heaven has singled you out, and the weight of this moment is unlike anything you've ever experienced. This is not just another message you scroll past or set aside for later. This is the moment that could change everything for you. The urgency in God's voice is unmistakable, and it's meant for you alone. You may have heard these words before, but this time the stakes are higher. The timing is critical, and this is the message that will make your heart race. Don't let this moment slip away. Right now, you are being invited into something extraordinary, something divine that will unfold before your eyes if only you stay with it. You are standing at the threshold of a breakthrough, and the first step is to stop everything and pay attention. The next 45 minutes are more significant than any other time you've spent in your life. This is your window of opportunity, and it's slipping away faster than you realize. God has been calling you repeatedly, and now He is here with an invitation. This is a divine moment, one that can never be recreated, one that demands your full attention. Time is precious, and you have exactly 45 minutes to absorb this message, to align yourself with the divine timing, and to prepare for what's coming. In these precious minutes, everything is about to change for you. There's no time to waste, no more distractions, no more doubts. The path ahead is being revealed to you now, but you must be present. You must be engaged. Every second that ticks by brings you closer to a destiny that you were always meant to walk. The message that God is about to reveal is not one of small change. It's one of monumental transformation. This is your divine moment, your season of breakthrough, and the time to act is now. Do not let this moment pass you by. It's not by chance that you are hearing this. God has specifically chosen you for this moment. You may have ignored His calls before, brushed off His whispers, or simply continued with your day without thinking twice. But this is different. This is the final call, and it's one that cannot be ignored. In the next 45 minutes, everything is about to shift for you. This is the time when the door you thought was closed is finally going to open. The blessing you thought was blocked is now coming to you. God is moving, and He's moving in your favor. Now is the time to activate the divine frequency that has been calling you. As you stay with this message, as you absorb every word and open your heart to the power of this moment, you are aligning yourself with a shift that will transform your life. This is more than just a video, more than just a message. This is a divine intervention that will lead you to the breakthrough you've been praying for. You are being invited to subscribe, to engage, and to say yes to the divine promise that is about to unfold in your life. This is your chance to not only receive the blessing, but to also activate the spiritual alignment that will bring everything you've been waiting for into reality. But you must stay until the end. You must not skip. The act of staying, of engaging, is the key that unlocks everything that God has in store for you. Your breakthrough is here, but you have to take the first step. Stay, listen, and believe. The transformation begins now. This moment is no coincidence. You are not here by chance, and this message did not simply appear on your screen without purpose. What you are experiencing right now is not an accident. It is a divine interception. God has orchestrated every detail of your life to bring you to this exact moment, and His voice is calling you. Time after time, you may have passed over His messages, brushed aside His signs, and continued scrolling through life without acknowledging His presence. But this time, God is not allowing you to scroll past. This is His intervention, a moment in time where He has chosen to directly connect with you to reach into your world and deliver a message that cannot be ignored. The universe is moving in alignment, guiding you to this point because God has seen you. He has seen your struggles, your doubts, your moments of uncertainty, and now He is stepping in with a purpose. His voice is louder than ever before, calling you to stop, pay attention, and be present. This is no ordinary message. This is an intentional call that you are meant to hear. You may have dismissed past signs or thought they were irrelevant, but the time for overlooking has passed. Now is the moment when heaven is reaching out to you. For the first time in a long while, heaven is focusing all its attention on you. You may have felt like you were invisible, or like your prayers were going unanswered. You may have wondered if anyone saw your tears, heard your silent cries, or noticed the weight of your struggles. But today, that all changes. Heaven is watching you now, and for the first time in a long while, all of its divine energy is being poured into your life. This rare alignment is a sacred moment, one that signals the beginning of something greater. The veil that separated you from your destiny is being lifted, and the angels are whispering your name. The doors that were once closed are now wide open, waiting for you to step into your blessing. The time has come for you to receive what has been waiting for you in the spiritual realm. You may not have realized it before, but this is a season of breakthrough, and heaven's attention is fully on you. This is not just any ordinary season. This is a season where God's promises are about to unfold in your life in ways you never thought possible. The alignment of this moment is divine. Every step you've taken, every tear you've shed, every prayer you've whispered has led to this point. And now, as heaven's attention rests solely on you, you are on the verge of experiencing the extraordinary. This is your moment. The waiting, the hardships, the silence. It has all been preparation for this time of great transformation. And God is calling you to experience it fully. Heaven is not merely observing you from a distance anymore. Heaven is drawing near, and the divine energy that has been waiting to shift your life is now being activated. This is the time when God will reveal His promises in ways that will shake the very foundation of your life. But you must stay present. The journey is not over yet, and the most crucial step is to continue moving forward with faith and anticipation. The promises of God are not meant to be ignored, but to be experienced and embraced with open arms. This is the moment when God's divine promise is activated in your life. You are about to witness things unfold in your life that you have only dreamed of, and it will happen suddenly. The things you've waited for, the breakthroughs you thought were impossible, the restoration you believed was lost, all of it is being set into motion right now. The energy around you is shifting, aligning with God's plan for your life. Every door that was closed will now swing open. Every opportunity that seemed out of reach is coming closer. Every blessing that was delayed is now speeding toward you. The divine clock is ticking, and it's ticking for you. You are about to experience the fulfillment of God's promises like never before, but you must stay. You must remain attentive, and you must believe. This is not just a fleeting moment. This is the beginning of a new chapter in your life. Heaven's attention is on you, and God is telling you to hold on to trust and to stay with Him until the end. The divine promise is here ready to manifest in ways that will transform your life. But you must stay engaged with the process, ready to step into the blessings that are unfolding before you. The waiting is over, and now the manifestation of your divine promises is beginning. And as you stay aligned with God's plan, you will experience the miraculous, the unexpected, and the extraordinary. God's intervention is happening right now, and it's happening for you. Don't let it pass you by. Stay engaged and be ready for the breakthroughs that are on their way. Your season of change has arrived. The door is open, and it's time to walk through it. God's intervention in your life is not just a simple moment, it is a life-altering shift. When God steps in, it is never by chance. He doesn't just happen upon your life or enter it casually. His intervention is intentional, powerful, and full of purpose. The time you've spent feeling disconnected, isolated, or lost has not been in vain. Every moment has been a part of His plan, preparing you for this very day. You may have missed His calls before, or perhaps you've let the noise of the world drown out His whispers. But right now, He is speaking directly to you, pulling you into this moment. This is the divine interception, the moment when heaven reaches into your world and demands your full attention. It is not a coincidence that you are hearing these words today. This is the moment that everything in your life has been building toward, the moment that shifts your trajectory forever. You have been chosen for this time, for this moment of divine intervention, because God has seen your heart, your struggles, your resilience. And now, He is showing up in a way that will change everything. For too long, you may have felt as though you were walking alone, as though your prayers were falling on deaf ears and your efforts went unnoticed. But that's where the divine intervention comes in. It's the moment when God stops waiting for you to figure things out on your own and steps into your life with power, with authority, and with purpose. Right now, you are not just receiving a message, you are receiving a call to a new reality. God is not just sending you a signal. He is actively intervening in your life to bring about the transformation you've been waiting for. His attention is solely focused on you, and the alignment of the universe is now in perfect harmony with His divine will. This is no ordinary time. This is a season where heaven moves with intent, where the divine comes down to meet you where you are, and where your life is about to be irrevocably changed. The divine attention you are receiving right now is rare. For the first time in what feels like an eternity, heaven is focusing on you. Every prayer you've whispered, every tear you've shed, and every dream you've clung to is being acknowledged in this sacred moment. God is moving with a divine purpose that is far beyond what you can comprehend, and He is pulling you into it. This is the rare alignment that marks the beginning of a new season. A season of blessings, of breakthroughs, of divine favor. The world may have overlooked you, and others may have doubted you, but heaven has never once taken its eyes off you. Today, you are being invited to step into a new chapter of your life. No longer will you walk in the shadows. Now, you are being drawn into the light of God's promises. Heaven is giving you its undivided attention because you are about to experience something miraculous, something that will change the course of your life. As God's divine promises begin to unfold, it is crucial for you to understand that this is not a passive experience. You are not just a spectator in this transformation. You are an active participant. The urgency in the air is palpable, and God's promise is not a distant dream. It is right here, right now. Everything that you've been waiting for, everything you've prayed for, everything that you've hoped would come to pass is on the verge of manifesting. But there's one key requirement. You must stay, you must engage, and you must remain aligned with God's plan for your life. The power of this divine intervention is only activated by your willingness to remain present and open to what God is doing in this moment. This is a season of sudden shifts. Blessings that were delayed are now moving toward you with a speed and intensity you never thought possible. Doors that have been shut for years are swinging wide open. The breakthroughs that once felt impossible are now within your reach. God is showing up in a way that is undeniably powerful, and you are about to witness His hand at work in your life. Do not underestimate the significance of this moment. The divine promises that God is preparing for you are not small or fleeting. They are monumental, life-changing, and beyond anything you could have imagined. You may have doubted, you may have questioned, and you may have felt like giving up, but the time for doubt is over. Heaven's focus is fixed on you right now, and the divine energy surrounding you is moving in your favor. This is the moment that changes everything, but only if you choose to stay engaged and embrace what God is doing. There is a power in this moment that is greater than anything you've faced before, and it is moving swiftly toward you. The divine frequency is calling you to align with it. As you stay present, you are opening yourself to the abundance, the restoration, and the breakthrough that God has been preparing for you all along. Right now, the urgency is clear. You cannot afford to let this moment pass by. You cannot skip over this message and return to your life as if nothing has changed. Everything is changing. God's intervention is shaking the very foundation of your life, and this is the moment when everything begins to shift. The pieces that have been scattered are coming together, and the destiny that has been waiting for you is now unfolding before your eyes. The divine promises are being activated, and they are moving faster than you can imagine. The blessings that once felt far off are now moving toward you with incredible speed. But this is only the beginning. The door is open, the time is now, and your breakthrough is on the other side. God has chosen you for this moment, and His intervention is the catalyst for the transformation that is about to take place in your life. Heaven's attention is on you, and it is time for you to step into the fullness of God's promises. This divine intervention is not just a fleeting experience, it is the beginning of a new season in your life, one that will be marked by blessings, breakthroughs, and the manifestation of everything God has promised. The time to act is now. Stay with God, stay present, and watch as everything you've waited for begins to unfold in ways you never thought possible. Your breakthrough is here. Your season of change has arrived, and it all starts with you remaining aligned with the divine purpose that has brought you to this very moment. Do not skip. Wait until the end, because what you are about to experience is bigger than you can ever imagine. The breakthrough that has been waiting for you is now within reach. God's intervention is not a casual occurrence. It is a divine moment that redefines the course of your life. For too long, you may have felt like you were walking in the dark, unsure of your path, overwhelmed by uncertainty, or battling feelings of isolation. You may have prayed, hoped, and waited, but the answers never seemed to come. Yet in this precise moment, God's divine hand is reaching out to you. This is not by chance. This is His deliberate intervention. Everything that has happened up until now, every hardship you've faced, every tear you've shed, has led you to this point where God has intentionally chosen to step into your life with a purpose. He has seen every struggle, every silent cry, and every moment where you thought you couldn't go on. And now, He is stepping in with divine power to shift everything in your favor. This is the moment that will change your life forever. It is a divine interception. God's purpose breaking through the distractions of life to reach you. You are not here by coincidence. You may have brushed aside previous messages from God, perhaps thinking they were irrelevant or just passing thoughts. But right now, God's intervention is undeniable. He has orchestrated this moment for you to hear His voice, for you to feel His presence, and for you to experience His miraculous power in your life. This is not just another fleeting moment. It's the moment where everything aligns, where heaven's attention is fully focused on you. For the first time in what seems like an eternity, heaven has come down to meet you right where you are. The silence that has felt so overwhelming, the periods where you thought you were unseen, are now being broken by the voice of God calling you by name. Heaven is not distant, and God is not waiting passively anymore. He is moving swiftly and deliberately directing all His attention to you. This rare alignment marks the beginning of a new season in your life. The waiting is over. The seasons of hardship, uncertainty, and struggle have prepared you for this very moment. And now, as heaven's focus rests solely on you, the doors that have been closed for so long will begin to open. There is no more time to wait. What you've been praying for, what you've been longing for, is coming to you now. This divine season is unfolding, and it's happening at the exact moment God has determined. The key to unlocking this divine shift is to stay present and engaged. This is not the time to turn away or dismiss the message. The moment you choose to engage fully with what God is doing is the moment that everything in your life will begin to shift. You are on the edge of receiving the blessing you've been waiting for, and it's only through active participation that you will step into the fullness of this divine promise. God's promises are not empty words. They are truths that carry power and authority. When He speaks, things change. When He moves, His will is done. And now, His will is unfolding in your life. This is a season where God's promises are being activated, where what has been delayed, held back, or blocked is now being unlocked. The energy around you is changing, and it is accelerating. What has taken years to come to fruition is now manifesting before your eyes in days, if not moments. The breakthrough that you thought was impossible, the restoration you believed was lost, is now on its way to you with divine speed. The things you've cried for, prayed for, and believed in will now come into your life faster than you ever thought possible. The delay was never a denial, it was preparation. And now, as the energy around you shifts, you will see the manifestation of everything that has been prepared for you. But in order to fully experience this divine promise, you must remain aligned with God's purpose. This is where your faith must be stronger than ever. The temptation to turn away, to skip, to move on to something else will be strong. But it is in this moment of staying that the greatest breakthroughs happen. The act of staying present, of engaging with God's plan and purpose, is what activates the fullness of His promises. God is calling you to step into the fullness of this moment, to open your heart to receive the blessings that are flowing toward you, and to step into your divine destiny. This is not just a passive experience, it requires your active participation. You must say yes to God's will. You must stand firm in your faith and trust that He is bringing everything together in this moment. As God's promises are activated, you will begin to see the fruit of His intervention in your life. What was once blocked will now be clear. What was once delayed will now be on its way. The doors that were shut will open wide, and you will walk through them into a new season of blessing, favor, and divine purpose. This is your season of transformation. Your divine breakthrough is here, and it is ready to manifest in your life. You are on the verge of stepping into the fullness of what God has promised you, and all He is asking you to do is stay, believe, and watch as He moves in ways you never thought possible. This divine intervention is not just about one breakthrough. It's about a series of blessings that will unfold over time. As you stay aligned with God's plan, you will begin to see the miraculous take place in your life. Your relationships will shift in a positive direction. Your finances will change as God opens doors that no man can shut. Your health will improve, and the things that once weighed you down will no longer have a hold on you. This is a season where everything God has prepared for you is being activated, and you are invited to step into it. God's divine intervention is happening right now, and it's happening for you. This is the moment when everything you've been waiting for begins to manifest. The waiting is over. The time to act is now. The doors are open, and you are being invited to step into the fullness of God's promises. Stay present, stay engaged, and trust in the divine timing that is unfolding. Your breakthrough is here, and it will change everything. Do not miss this moment. God's attention is on you, and His promises are being activated. Step into your divine destiny today. The energy surrounding you is shifting in ways that are both profound and undeniable. What once seemed impossible, what once appeared to be far out of reach, is now drawing closer with every passing moment. You may have lived through seasons of waiting, struggling, and wondering when your breakthrough would come. But now is the time when everything changes. The environment around you is beginning to align with your divine purpose, and God is preparing you for a dramatic transformation that you never thought was possible. It is as if the very atmosphere has shifted, preparing the way for something magnificent to unfold in your life. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable are now being removed, and doors that had been closed for so long are starting to swing open. The moment you've been waiting for is here. The energy is moving in your favor, aligning with God's plan for your life, and the time for your breakthrough is now. This transformation, however, is not just a small shift. It is a seismic change, a complete reordering of the things you once thought were set in stone. The blessings that have long been delayed, frozen in time, or blocked from reaching you, are now starting to move toward you at a speed you never anticipated. What once seemed impossible, whether it be a long-awaited healing, a dream that seemed too distant, or a prayer that felt unanswered, is now coming into your life with newfound speed and urgency. God is moving in ways that are swift and sure, and every promise He has made to you is beginning to unfold before your eyes. The things that once seemed like distant hopes, like unfulfilled dreams, are now becoming your reality. Your prayers have not been in vain, and the delay was not a denial. It was simply preparation. Now, you are entering a season where the floodgates are opening. What has been locked away, what has been out of reach, what has been delayed, for reasons beyond your understanding, is now flowing toward you. Every blessing that you thought was lost is now on its way back into your life. It is as if the heavens have finally heard your cries and are responding with an outpouring of favor and blessings that will overwhelm you with their goodness. Every moment of silence, every tear, and every unanswered prayer has been leading to this. God has been working behind the scenes, and now the time has come for His promises to be fully realized in your life. Healing that you thought was impossible is now on its way. Financial breakthroughs that you have been praying for are now within your reach. In your relationships that seemed broken and beyond repair are now being restored. Your heart, which has endured so much pain and uncertainty, is about to experience the fullness of God's love and provision. But it doesn't end here. A major shift is nearing, and you can already feel it deep within your spirit. There is a stirring, a deep knowing that something is about to change in your life in a way that will transform everything. The prayers you've whispered in moments of despair, the quiet cries when you thought no one was listening, and the battles you fought in silence have all been building toward this pivotal moment. You have been prepared for this shift, and now it is time to step into the fullness of what God has been preparing you for. This shift is not a distant event that will happen sometime in the future. It is happening right now. The foundations of your life are being restructured, realigned, and repositioned for something greater. The discomfort, the waiting, the struggle, it was all leading to this moment. In your heart, you can already feel the pull, the quiet stirrings that signal change is coming. Your spirit has been waiting for this moment, even if your mind wasn't fully aware of it. The change you've been praying for, the breakthrough you've been believing in, is already on its way. The energy is shifting in your favor, and now you must be ready to receive what God has promised you. This is the culmination of every trial, every test, and every moment of hardship you have faced. You are being positioned right now for the kind of transformation that only God can bring. And as you step into this new season, everything that once seemed impossible will become a reality. Your destiny is not a far-off dream. It is right here, right now, waiting for you to step into it. Everything that has been working against you is now being dismantled, and the divine favor that has always been meant for you is rushing toward you. The things you've prayed for are not far away. They are already on their way. The shift that you feel stirring in your spirit is the very beginning of something extraordinary. The moment of change is now. The shift in your life is not just an external one, it is a transformation from the inside out. You are being transformed, and as this transformation takes place, everything around you will begin to fall into place. What once seemed impossible will now be a part of your reality. You have been through too much, fought too hard, and waited too long for this moment to let it slip by. Now, as the divine energy around you accelerates, you are being called to step fully into this new season. The blessings that have been delayed, the healing that has been long awaited, and the breakthroughs that you've prayed for are now coming toward you with divine speed. God's promises are unfolding right now, and you must be ready to receive them. This is the moment you've been waiting for. This is the moment when everything changes. Do not let fear or doubt steal your confidence. You have been prepared for this moment, and now it's time to step forward with faith and expectancy. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is closer than ever. Keep your heart open, your faith strong, and your eyes fixed on the divine plan that is unfolding in your life. The promises God has for you are not just words, they are truths that are being manifested in your life right now. Every blessing that has been held up, every dream that has been deferred, and every prayer that has gone unanswered is now on its way to you. The promise of movement, of healing, and of breakthrough is not a distant hope. It is your present reality. You have been waiting for this moment, and it is finally here. What was once blocked is now moving. What was once delayed is now speeding toward you. God's timing is perfect, and His plan for your life is unfolding right now. You are no longer waiting for the change, you are stepping into it. Your breakthrough is not just coming, it is already here. Stay in this moment. Stay aligned with God's will and watch as your destiny unfolds before your eyes. The shift is already happening, and it is bigger than you could have imagined. This is your time. Your season of transformation has arrived, and everything you've been waiting for is about to come to pass. The energy that surrounds you right now is unlike anything you've experienced before. There is a shift in the atmosphere, a palpable change that you can feel deep within your soul. You may have spent years waiting, working, praying, and hoping for a breakthrough. And yet for a time, it may have seemed like nothing was happening. But all that is about to change. The divine forces that have been silently working behind the scenes are now becoming visible, and the impossible is suddenly becoming not just possible, but imminent. What once felt out of reach is now within your grasp, and it's all aligning for you in ways that you could have never imagined. The walls that once stood in your way are crumbling. The obstacles that kept you from moving forward are being removed, and the floodgates of blessings, prosperity, and favor are about to open wide. God has been preparing you for this very moment, and the shift is happening now, with or without your full understanding of it. This divine transformation is not something that is slowly building. It's happening right now. The moment you've been waiting for is not a distant event. It's happening in real time. The feeling you have in your heart right now, that deep stirring within your spirit, is the recognition of change that is already underway. The preparation you've undergone in the silence, the trials you faced, the long nights when you didn't know if you could go on, each and every moment has brought you to this very moment of divine revelation and breakthrough. The waiting, the uncertainty, and the challenges have not been in vain. They have all been part of God's perfect timing. And now, as the energy shifts around you, you are stepping into a new reality. Every blessing that was delayed, every prayer that seemed unanswered, every door that was closed is now moving towards you. What was once blocked is now coming into alignment with God's purpose for your life. The shift you feel within is the beginning of a massive movement in the spiritual realm. That long-awaited healing is now on its way. That financial breakthrough you've been praying for is being released, and the relationships that have been strained are beginning to heal. The promises of God, which may have seemed like distant dreams, are no longer out of reach. They are moving toward you with an intensity that will leave you in awe of what is unfolding. It's as if the very forces of heaven are now conspiring in your favor. What once seemed far off, impossible, or beyond your control is now within your grasp, and it is happening in ways that will surprise you. For so long, You may have felt that your prayers were unheard, that your cries were unanswered. But in this divine moment, God is showing you that every prayer, every moment of waiting, every silent cry has been part of His divine plan to bring you to this point. It's as if the heavens have finally taken notice of your steadfast faith, your unwavering hope, and your persistent belief, even when things seemed hopeless. Now, the time has come to see the manifestation of those prayers. The energy around you is no longer stagnant. It is moving, shifting, aligning with your destiny. What you once thought was unattainable is now within your reach. The walls that have kept you in place are now being broken down, and the way forward is being cleared. You may already feel it deep in your heart, the stirring of something new. Your spirit recognizes that change is coming. It's as if you've been waiting for this exact moment, even though you didn't know when or how it would come. The anticipation you feel, the sudden rush of excitement, is not coincidental. Your heart is responding to the divine energy that is now moving toward you. Every prayer you've whispered, every tear you've shed, every time you felt alone and forgotten has been leading to this precise moment when everything shifts. You've been prepared for this moment, even if you didn't know it at the time. Now, as you stand on the precipice of this new season, everything begins to fall into place. The breakthroughs you've longed for are no longer distant. They are here. What was once a far-off dream is now a reality that you can touch, feel, and experience. The environment around you is changing to reflect your new reality. You are no longer the same person you were before. The shift within you is preparing you for the transformation that is taking place outside of you. God is moving swiftly, and He is aligning every part of your life for this new season. Your heart, your mind, your spirit, they are all being aligned with His perfect will. This is the season when everything begins to come together in ways you couldn't have imagined. The promise of God is not just a distant hope. It is a living, breathing reality that is now unfolding in your life. What was once blocked is now moving. What seemed impossible is now achievable. The shift you feel within your spirit is a confirmation that you are walking into your breakthrough. Every moment of waiting, every moment of uncertainty has been preparing you for this. You are no longer in the wilderness. You are standing at the threshold of your promised land. The shift is not just a small adjustment. It is a complete transformation. You are being elevated, moved from a place of struggle into a place of blessing and abundance. The life you've longed for is now being realized before your eyes. The time of waiting is over. The season of delay is finished. You are stepping into a new chapter, one where the doors of opportunity swing open wide and the blessings of God pour down on you in abundance. What was once out of your reach is now within your grasp. The prayers you've prayed, the seeds you've sown, and the faith you've maintained are now bearing fruit in ways you never thought possible. You have been positioned for greatness, and this shift is the beginning of everything falling into place. The energy around you is accelerating, moving in your favor, aligning with God's perfect plan for your life. Every delay you've experienced was not punishment, it was positioning. Every trial you've faced, every disappointment you've endured, has been part of the process that is now leading you to your breakthrough. God has been working in the background, preparing you for the moment when everything aligns. You are no longer waiting for change, you are experiencing it. Your breakthrough is not just coming. It is already here unfolding in ways that will leave you in awe of God's power and timing. What was once impossible is now yours for the taking. This is your moment. This is your time. And the divine transformation that you've been waiting for is already in motion. Now is the time to fully embrace this shift. The promise of change is not a far-off dream. It is your present reality. God's hand is at work in your life, and He is orchestrating every detail to bring you into the fullness of His promises. What you've prayed for, what you've longed for, and what you've waited for is now within your reach. Stay present, stay aligned, and watch as God brings your dreams into reality. The shift is here. The time for your breakthrough is now. Everything you've been waiting for is on its way, and you are stepping into a new season of divine favor, blessings, and fulfillment. The turning point is upon you, and as you stand at the threshold of this divine moment, you may feel the subtle yet undeniable shift within your soul. The pieces of your life are finally coming together, aligning in ways you never thought possible. This is the moment when everything you've experienced, all the waiting, the struggles, the heartaches, and the silence begin to make sense. The blessings that once seemed far off, that you thought would never come to fruition, are now rushing toward you with a new urgency. What was once out of reach is now within your grasp. The impossible is being made possible. You have walked through the fire, faced the storms, and endured the trials, and now you are standing on the precipice of a life-changing breakthrough. Your fate is aligning with the divine timing of God's plan, and everything that was meant for you is now coming into your life at exactly the right moment. The blessing that should have come sooner, the breakthrough you thought would never arrive, is now approaching with a certainty that will leave you breathless. This is not just a fleeting moment. This is the culmination of everything you've been waiting for, praying for, and hoping for. The blessings that have been delayed are now moving toward you with divine speed, and you are stepping into a season of fulfillment and abundance. For so long, it may have felt like the universe was holding back your blessings, like every door you knocked on remained closed. Every opportunity slipped through your fingers, and every dream seemed just out of reach. But now, the shift has occurred. The impossible is now possible, and the doors that were once closed are swinging open in ways that are nothing short of miraculous. Your fate is aligning with your purpose, and you are stepping into the divine destiny that has always been yours. As you stand at this turning point, the signs of divine intervention are all around you. These signs are not random coincidences. They are the whispers of God's voice, the nudges of the Holy Spirit confirming that you are on the right path, and that the time for your breakthrough is now. You may have already started to feel these signs, the unexpected peace that fills your heart, the warmth that spreads through your soul, and the sudden surge of hope that fills you with the belief that change is near. These signs are tangible, real, and unmistakable. They are a reminder that you are not alone, that God has been guiding you every step of the way, and that His divine plan for your life is coming to fruition. As you pay attention to these signs, you'll notice how they seem to lead you in the direction of your breakthrough, urging you to take that final step into the fullness of God's promises. The peace you're feeling is not just a temporary calm. It's a divine assurance that God is with you, working behind the scenes to bring everything together in your life. That warmth in your chest, the quiet comfort that fills your spirit, is God's presence reassuring you that His hand is at work in ways that you cannot yet fully comprehend. These feelings are not random. They are the confirmation that God is actively moving in your life, preparing you for the blessings that are about to unfold. Trust these signs, for they are the indicators that you are in the right place at the right time, and that you are about to step into the life God has planned for you. Behind the scenes, God has been at work in ways you cannot see. You may have felt like your efforts were in vain, like your dreams were slipping away, and like you were walking through a season of silence. But all along, God was building something greater for you. He was aligning the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances to ensure that your breakthrough would come at the exact right moment. You may have faced struggles and storms that tested your faith, but each struggle, each setback, and each moment of difficulty was part of God's divine preparation for this moment. Everything you've been through, every challenge you faced, has been leading you to this very turning point in your life. You have endured the process, and now the breakthrough is within reach. What you couldn't see in the midst of your trials was that God was orchestrating every detail of your life. The people who walked in and out of your life were not there by accident. The opportunities that seemed to pass you by were positioning you for something bigger and better. The closed doors, the disappointments, and the moments of confusion were all part of God's perfect timing. He was laying the foundation for your breakthrough, even when you couldn't see it. Every struggle, every tear, every moment of doubt was refining you, building your character, and preparing you for the blessings that are now rushing toward you. The unseen forces of God have been working in your favor, positioning you for this divine turning point. And now, as you step into this new season, everything is falling into place. This is the moment when all the pieces of your life come together. The prayers you've prayed, the seeds you've sown, and the patience you've had to cultivate are now bearing fruit. The universe, aligned with God's perfect will, is responding to your faith and obedience, and the blessing that was once out of reach is now yours. The struggles that seemed endless have now paved the way for your breakthrough. What you couldn't see before God is revealing now. The pieces that were scattered are now aligning to form the beautiful picture of your destiny. The obstacles that once held you back are now being removed, and the blessings that were delayed are now coming to you with divine speed. This is the turning point, the moment when everything you've been waiting for, praying for, and believing in is about to be manifested. You may not fully understand the depth of what's happening right now, but that's okay. What matters is that you stay present, stay engaged, and trust the process. God is working in ways that are beyond your understanding. But everything that is unfolding is exactly as it should be. This is your turning point, the moment when you move from waiting to receiving, from struggling to thriving, from hoping to walking in the reality of your dreams. This is your time. The divine forces are in motion, and they are aligning everything in your life for your greatest breakthrough. Trust the signs, trust the process, and trust that God is doing more in your life than you can see. The breakthrough is near, and everything is aligning perfectly for you to step into the next chapter of your life. The turning point is here. Don't look back. Step forward with confidence, knowing that God has already prepared the way. What once seemed impossible is now within your reach. What was delayed is now rushing toward you. This is the moment you've been waiting for, and it's time to embrace it fully. The divine shift is happening, and you are at the center of it. Keep your heart open, your faith strong, and your eyes focused on the destiny that is now unfolding before you. The turning point is here, and everything is about to change for the better. God's promises are being fulfilled, and you are stepping into the fullness of His plan for your life. Your breakthrough is now, and it's going to be bigger than anything you've ever imagined. The turning point in your life is not just a moment of change. It is a divine orchestration of everything you've been through, everything you've endured, and everything you've longed for. God has been at work, behind the scenes, meticulously arranging the pieces of your destiny. And now you stand at the cusp of something monumental. For so long, you may have felt like your efforts were in vain, your prayers unanswered, and your dreams slipping further from your reach. But what you could not see in the midst of your struggles was that God was setting up a breakthrough for you that was beyond your understanding. Every trial you faced, every storm you weathered, every moment of doubt and despair, it was all preparing you for this divine shift. Now, that moment has arrived. As you look back, it may feel as though things have been moving slowly, like the promises of God have been delayed or even forgotten. But what you did not know was that God's timing was never off. He was positioning you in the right place at the right time for the blessings that are now pouring in. The delay was not a denial, it was divine preparation. You have been through the fire, and now you are coming out, refined, strengthened, and ready to step into a season of fulfillment. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is no longer a distant hope. It is now a living, breathing reality that you are about to experience. The energy around you is shifting, and with it, everything that once seemed impossible is now becoming possible. The things you thought were out of reach are suddenly within your grasp. God is turning the tables, and He is doing it swiftly. The obstacles that once stood in your way are now being dismantled. The doors that were closed are opening wide, and the blessings that have been held up are now being released. This is the moment when everything you've prayed for, believed for, and worked for begins to manifest. The signs are clear. What was once blocked, delayed, or denied is now moving toward you. It is the fulfillment of promises, the realization of dreams, and the turning point you have been waiting for. You are no longer in the waiting room. You are stepping into the fullness of what God has for you. The signs of this divine shift are all around you if you are willing to recognize them. You may have noticed a sudden sense of peace, an unexplainable warmth in your heart, or a renewed hope that fills your spirit. These are not coincidences. They are God's divine confirmation that change is on the way. Your heart is being stirred for a reason. Your spirit is sensing something new, and your soul is responding to the movement of the Holy Spirit. This is the confirmation you have been waiting for. The divine energy that has been slowly building in your life is now accelerating. What was once a distant hope is now drawing near, and the transition from waiting to receiving is happening in real time. The signs are not subtle. They are unmistakable, and they are leading you straight into the blessing that God has prepared for you. God has been working behind the scenes in ways that you could not see. He has been setting up opportunities, bringing the right people into your life, and positioning you for success. You may have felt like you were wandering through the wilderness, like you were taking one step forward and two steps back. But all along, God was making sure that you were being placed exactly where you needed to be. The struggles and storms you faced were not in vain. They were part of the preparation that has brought you to this turning point. Every hardship, every moment of uncertainty, and every trial has been a stepping stone that led you to this moment of divine breakthrough. You may not have understood it at the time, but each difficulty you encountered was part of God's perfect plan. Every challenge, every setback, and every moment of frustration has been used by God to shape you, strengthen you, and prepare you for this moment. The people who walked out of your life, the opportunities that seemed to pass you by, and the dreams that were delayed, they were all part of God's perfect timing. Now, as you stand at this turning point, you are seeing the fruit of all that preparation. The pieces that once seemed scattered are now coming together in a perfect divine alignment. What was once difficult is now becoming effortless. What was once a struggle is now turning into a triumph. This is the moment when everything changes. You've been praying for this breakthrough, but now that it's here, you may find it hard to believe that it's really happening. The impossible is becoming possible, and everything you've been waiting for is now unfolding before your eyes. The blessings that have been blocked, the dreams that have seemed out of reach, and the prayers that have been unanswered are all being released into your life. The change you've been waiting for is happening now, and it's more dramatic, more powerful, and more beautiful than you could have ever imagined. In this moment, everything is aligning perfectly. The energy around you is no longer stagnant. It is moving, shifting, and realigning to the rhythm of God's will. What once felt like an uphill battle is now a downhill victory. Every piece of the puzzle that was once scattered is now clicking into place. You may not have seen it before, but God has been working in the background, quietly preparing everything for this breakthrough. The relationships that needed to be healed are now being restored. The financial struggles that have weighed you down are now being lifted. The doors that were once closed are opening wide, and the blessings you've longed for are rushing toward you at an accelerated pace. This is the moment when everything you've been praying for begins to unfold. You may have prayed for peace, for healing, for restoration, and for breakthroughs, and now you are seeing them unfold right before your eyes. The impossible is now within your reach. The dreams that once seemed so far away are now closer than ever before. The signs are clear, and the moment is now. What was once delayed is now coming to you with divine speed. As this divine shift takes place, it's important to remember that this is just the beginning. The transformation you're experiencing is not a one-time event. It is the start of a new chapter in your life. You are entering a season of unprecedented blessings, favor, and divine opportunity. Everything that has been leading to this moment is now falling into place. The impossible is becoming your new reality, and you are stepping into a future filled with abundant blessings. This is your turning point. Everything you've endured has been worth it. The shift has begun, and nothing can stop what God is doing in your life. As you stand at the edge of the transformation that is unfolding in your life, it is essential to recognize that even though everything seems to be falling into place, there is still one final step you must take. The path before you is becoming clearer. The obstacles are fading away, and the blessings that were once delayed are now beginning to flow toward you. But in this moment of acceleration, there is a crucial lesson: remaining patient. This final test is not about rushing ahead or jumping to the finish line before the time is right. It is about trusting the process and staying vigilant, recognizing that every detail is falling into place precisely as it should. Your destiny is being unlocked in real time, and you are on the verge of stepping into the fullness of what God has prepared for you. But in order to fully experience this breakthrough, you must stay grounded and patient. Do not rush the unfolding of this divine moment. It is tempting to want to skip ahead, to jump straight to the rewards and the fulfillment. But remember that this process is essential. Each step, no matter how small it may seem, is leading you exactly where you need to be. Patience is not passive waiting. It is active trust. It is the belief that God's timing is perfect and that you are exactly where you need to be in this moment. Stay engaged with the process even when things seem uncertain or slow. The breakthrough you've been praying for is coming, and every moment you wait with faith and patience is a moment that aligns you more fully with God's plan for your life. Your engagement with this message is not just a passive experience. It is a key part of unlocking the divine blessing that is on its way. In this critical moment, your response matters. You've heard the call, you've felt the stirrings of change within you, and now it's time to act on your faith. The most important step in this divine process is to stay connected. Your engagement, your willingness to share in this moment, your willingness to affirm and acknowledge what is happening in your life is the key that activates everything God has been preparing for you. This is not just about hearing the message. It's about embodying it, stepping into it, and allowing it to move through you. Take this moment to express your faith by engaging with the message, by sharing it with others, and by commenting to affirm the truth of what you are experiencing. Your involvement with this message is a declaration that you believe in the divine timing, that you trust God's plan, and that you are ready to receive the blessings that are coming your way. As you stay connected to this spiritual frequency, you are opening yourself to the full manifestation of God's will for your life. Your engagement is not just a passive response. It is an active participation in the divine unfolding. Every time you affirm, every time you share, every time you engage, you are aligning yourself more closely with the blessings that are on the way. Trust in the process, stay engaged, and know that your response is part of the divine activation that is taking place in your life right now. The big reveal is upon you. What you have waited for, prayed for, and hoped for is finally manifesting before your eyes. The shift that has been building in your life, the transformation that has been in the works for so long, is now about to come to fruition. The delays, the struggles, the moments when you felt like nothing was changing, those were all part of the divine preparation that led you to this very moment. And now, as everything falls into place, you are seeing the beginning of your breakthrough. What was once blocked is now moving toward fulfillment. The door that was once closed is now wide open, and the path that seemed unclear is now illuminated. You are standing at the threshold of something big, something that will change the course of your life in ways you cannot yet fully comprehend. You have stayed the course, you have trusted the process, and now you are on the brink of receiving the reward. It's easy to doubt during times of waiting, to question whether things will ever change. But look around you now. Everything you've been waiting for is unfolding, and you are in the right place at the right time. God has been working behind the scenes, and His plan is now coming to fruition. The pieces of your life are clicking into place, and what once seemed impossible is now being made possible. This is the big reveal, the moment when everything that has been hidden in the spiritual realm is being made visible in your life. What you've believed for what you've prayed for and what you've worked for is now manifesting. And it is more beautiful, more abundant, and more divine than you could have ever imagined. This turning point, this moment of revelation, is the culmination of everything you've been through. The waiting, the trials, the setbacks, they were all part of God's perfect plan to bring you to this moment. Now, the time has come for you to step into the blessing, to walk into the fullness of what God has been preparing for you. Everything is falling into place, and you are no longer standing on the outside looking in. You are stepping into the life that you've been destined for, the life that God has always intended for you to live. The shift is not a small one. It is a dramatic, life-altering transformation that is taking place right now. Every step you've taken, every prayer you've prayed, and every act of faith you've made has led you to this divine moment. This is your time. You are walking into the season of your life where everything aligns, where the dreams you've held in your heart for so long are now becoming a reality. The shift that has been building is now coming to fruition, and you are the one who gets to experience it. This is not just a fleeting moment. It is a permanent change, a divine elevation, and a fulfillment of God's promises that will impact every area of your life. You are no longer waiting for the breakthrough. It has already begun. The blessings that were once delayed, the opportunities that seemed impossible, and the promises that seemed distant are now moving toward you with divine speed. The doors that were closed have swung wide open, and the path that once seemed unclear is now bright and full of possibility. You are in the right place, at the right time, and everything is aligning for your favor. This is the moment when everything you've been praying for starts to unfold, and what you once thought was impossible is now within your reach. Don't look back. Everything you need is already on its way to you. Trust that the big reveal is not just a momentary change, but the beginning of a new season where God's promises are coming to fruition in ways that will leave you in awe. Stay present, stay engaged, and keep your heart open. Your breakthrough is not just coming, it is already here. And this is just the beginning of the new life that God is bringing you into. As you stand on the precipice of the incredible shift that is happening in your life, it is important to take a moment to reflect on God's faithfulness. Everything you have gone through, the trials, the waiting, the moments of uncertainty and doubt, has been a part of His divine plan, shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for this very moment. You may have questioned why things took so long, why the road was so difficult, or why it felt like you were stuck in a cycle of delays. But now, in this moment, you can see that all of it was preparation. Every struggle, every setback, every tear you shed was not in vain. It was all leading you here to the moment where you are about to step into your breakthrough. God has been faithful every step of the way, even when you couldn't see it. His hand has been upon your life, guiding you, protecting you, and setting you up for the victory that is now within reach. This is your time. You are entering into a season where everything is falling into place, where the promises God has made to you are being fulfilled, and where you will see His faithfulness manifest in ways that will take your breath away. Now, as you stand on the edge of this new season, I encourage you to continue believing. Keep your faith strong and stay connected to the divine frequency that is surrounding you. Your breakthrough is not just a distant hope. It is here, and it is bigger and more magnificent than you ever imagined. Everything you've prayed for, everything you've worked for, and everything you've longed for is now coming to you. But the key to stepping fully into this new season is to stay engaged. Your participation in this divine process is essential. By staying connected, by embracing the message that God is speaking to you, in this moment, You are signaling to the universe that you are ready for your divine destiny. This is the moment when everything you've been waiting for begins to unfold, and you have the power to walk into it with confidence. Trust that God's plan for you is greater than you could have ever dreamed. Your destiny is calling, and it's waiting for you to step into it fully. In the midst of this powerful transformation, it's essential to remember that God's timing is always perfect. The path that He has been guiding you on is not random. It is perfectly orchestrated. Every delay, every detour, every struggle has been part of the bigger picture that He is unfolding in your life. What you may have seen as obstacles or setbacks were actually the very things that positioned you for the blessings that are now coming your way. This is a season of fulfillment, of promises being realized, and of breakthroughs beyond your imagination. You are stepping into a time of blessings, opportunities, and divine favor. But the most important thing to remember is to continue walking by faith. Keep trusting the process. Keep believing that God's plan is unfolding perfectly, and stay committed to following the path that has been set before you. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is here, and it's not just a momentary change. It's the beginning of a new chapter in your life. A chapter where everything aligns with God's perfect will. Stay patient, stay engaged, and keep your heart open to the incredible blessings that are on their way. As you step into this new season, know that God is with you every step of the way. His timing is always perfect, His plan is always good, and His promises are always true. The path before you is bright, and the blessings you've longed for are now within your reach. Trust in His faithfulness, stay connected to His purpose, and keep walking by faith. You are about to experience a level of blessing and breakthrough that will surpass anything you've imagined. Your destiny is unfolding right before your eyes, and it is greater than you ever thought possible. The time is now. Keep going, keep believing, and keep walking in the divine destiny that is yours. The breakthrough is here, and it is more magnificent than you can ever imagine. This is just the beginning.